Good evening. We begin tonight with breaking news just east of downtown Phoenix, where 3 people have been hospitalized after a bad crash near 16th Street in Jefferson. Phoenix police tell us that 2 cars collided and 2 people had to be extricated after becoming trapped.
A person in their 60s, a person in their 50s, and a person in their 20s were all sent to the hospital. No word on how severe their injuries are. Stay with 12 News and 12news.com for the latest. Good evening, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us. For 12 News at 10, I'm Kariba Devine.
I'm Mark Curtis. New tonight, another case of teen violence in the valley. This time it was at Desert Ridge. 4 teens are now charged with assaulting another in a shopping center parking lot. And of course, these days, there are cameras everywhere. It was caught on camera.
The I-Team's Erica Stapleton spoke with the latest victim's mother, who wants a stop to teen violence once and for all.
If this case sounds like other stories we've reported over the past few years, that's because it is. Teen violence is a chronic issue in the valley and can affect any family. We obtained video from the latest attack and a warning. Some of what we'll show you is hard to watch. A mom on her way to pick up her 15-year-old son from Desert Ridge Marketplace.
I was luckily already en route
When things took a bad turn.
It's the cops! Get the off of him!
A group of 4 other teens attacking her son.
Stop! That's enough!
While his friends try to help him.
Held to the ground while he was kicked and hit repeatedly in his face. These kids did not stop on their own. It was stopped by other people.
The victim's mom, who asked we not use her name to protect her son's identity.
Once I got there, I went in and saw his face, which is bloody, completely bloody, a broken nose, and scrapes all over his elbows because he was on the ground like this, protecting his head.
Injuries that racked up $30,000 in hospital charges. How is he doing now?
He's really strong. Some days are better than others. He went to school the first day after this attack. That was extremely rough.
Phoenix police confirm an attack happened on a Saturday night in early April. Court records indicate one of the victim's friends started recording the attack, later leading to the arrest of 4 teens, all charged with aggravated assault. 2 of the teens are also facing a weapons charge for having a gun when they were arrested weeks later. 3 of the teens are being charged in juvenile court, while the 4th is being charged as an adult. Court records show that teen already has a criminal history in juvenile court, and it was his parole officer who identified him in the video.
Stop!
When he was arrested, the charging documents say that teen told police he confronted the victim that night and that he admitted to throwing the victim to the ground and striking and kicking his body. His claim that earlier this year, the victim almost got his friends killed by giving their location to a subject with a gun. Phoenix police said they're investigating at least 1 incident involving teens and a shooting by Desert Ridge in the month leading up to this attack. This mom denies her son did anything like this knowingly.
They kind of like hunted him down, tried to target him.
This isn't the first time the I-Team has covered teen-on-teen violence in the valley, or even at Desert Ridge. In 2022, in a teen attack by the Desert Ridge In-N-Out, a 15-year-old's teeth were knocked out by brass knuckles. Later that year, a group ganged up on a different teen outside a Gilbert In-N-Out, also beaten by brass knuckles. And of course, in 2023, Preston Lord, killed in a high-profile teen attack at a party in Queen Creek, allegedly by a group known as the Gilbert Goons.
I would say a lot of these kids think that that is an example to follow. Right now is the time to get a hold of your children and to help them make better decisions for their lives, because you only get one shot at it.
I spoke with the parents of the 3 teens charged in juvenile court, who all said they couldn't comment on this case while it's pending. The attorney representing the teen charged as an adult said she couldn't comment either. Why speak out?
The reason that we are fighting this and making sure that justice is served is simply because I wouldn't be able to live with myself should this happen to someone else by the same group of kids. But not just this group of kids, any other group of kids that chooses to take violence into their own hands and hurt others.
State Representative Matt Grass is pushing a bill this session known as Preston's Law, which could lead to harsher penalties for perpetrators involved in group attacks on teens. He said it passed the Senate earlier this week and needs to go back through the House before ultimately going to the governor's desk. Erica Stapleton, 12 News.
Erica, thanks. She mentioned the Preston Lord murder case. This Friday, One of the suspects who pled guilty to manslaughter in Lord's death is scheduled for sentencing. William Hines is one of 7 defendants accused in the East Valley teen's death. He now faces anywhere from 10.5 to 21 years in prison for those charges. The hearing is set to begin at 1 o'clock on Friday. We'll be streaming it live on our streaming app, 12+.
Happening right now in Glendale. Police say that they've brought a suspect into custody who was allegedly running around a mobile home park with a bat and a machete attempting to injure people. This all happened in the area of 43rd Avenue and Camelback. A nearby daycare center had to be put on lockdown as police were looking for the 38-year-old suspect, who they were able to find nearby. Police say that there were several victims with non-life-threatening injuries, but only one wanted to press charges. The heads of 2 state departments in Arizona have resigned after the governor's office said that the state Senate will refuse to confirm their nominations. Today, Governor Hobbs accepted the resignations of Access Director Carmen Heredia and Department of Health Services Director Janie Cunico. Hobbs argued that the Senate majority has polarized the confirmation process. In response, Senate nomination chair Jake Hoffman said in a statement that the committee is, quote, the last line of defense against incompetent, unqualified, and highly partisan picks to lead state agencies.
New at 10, we're learning more about a former Paradise Valley town employee who's accused of stealing thousands of dollars in taxpayer money. Brent Scoglin was the public works director for the town. And tonight, in a story you'll only see on 12 News, we're hearing from an attorney who's representing him and a former town employee who worked with him. 12 News journalist Bianca Bono reports.
I worked there for so many years, and it meant a lot to me.
Jerry Cooper worked for the town of Paradise Valley in the Public Works Department from 2006 to 2024. In April of last year, shortly before his retirement, as he was reviewing the department's budget, he said he made a troubling discovery. They were over budget.
So I noticed that I was over in our tool line item. We were over in our cleat shop line item. We were over in clothing.
So he went to the finance department, and upon closer investigation, he said purchases made by Brent Scoglin stood out, the former public works director who retired in December of 2023.
He had purchased clothes for his wife. So I asked, did he pay that money back? He said no. And then we started going back even further.
12 News obtaining records allegedly showing some of those purchases, ranging from $400 off-roading lights to a $350 pool motor to RV supplies. Purchases Cooper said had nothing to do with the town.
It had something to do with personal vehicles, off-road vehicles.
The list of purchases was ultimately turned over to the Paradise Valley Police Department. Earlier this month, police executing search warrants on Scoglin's home and property, seizing more than 100 items. And this week, police announcing they've submitted a case against Scoglin to the Maricopa County Attorney's Office, recommending charges of theft, fraud, and misusing taxpayer funds, totaling around $10,000.
It's very important you take it seriously. We work for the people.
Scoglin is represented by attorney Joshua Colesrud.
We take those allegations very seriously. And what I don't want to do is what the Paradise Valley Police Department is doing, which is trying my case in the media before he's even charged.
Colesrud says the information released by police is exaggerated and believes this is a misunderstanding.
And there's an innocent explanation that we will try in court once my client is charged. We are confident that we will prove to a jury that we are right and that my client did not commit the crimes that he's charged with.
As for Cooper, he says Scoglin's alleged actions are a poor reflection on the town, hoping if charged, he's held accountable.
I hope he just gets what any other regular person would get who would do something like this, especially when it's government and it's taxpayer dollars.
In Paradise Valley, Bianca Bono, 12 News.
All right, Bianca, thank you. Well, as we've been reporting, a Tempe bar is now at the center of a state investigation for having more than 100 underage drinkers on its property. In a now deleted post on Facebook, Tempe Tavern announced that they're going to sell shirts that seem to reference the bust, appearing to compare the incident to the September 11th terrorist attacks. 12 News journalist Chase Golightly continues to follow this story. And Chase, was this bar really going to sell these T-shirts?
Well, creepy, according to the worker I spoke with before the post was taken down, they tell me they really were, but none of the shirts were up for sale just yet. And now students who defended the bar say this took it a step too far. It's one of the largest underage drinking busts Tempe police and the state liquor department have ever seen.
It's kind of crazy, I'm not gonna lie.
Last Thursday, 173 college-age students were arrested at Tempe Tavern, a place students at the university right down the road have heard about.
It's a very known bar at ASU.
Tempe police say all those who were under 21 were cited. Many of them also faced charges for using fake IDs to get in. Word of what happened quickly spread to ASU.
I know a lot of people who was upset because of it.
While these students say they've never been to it, they aren't happy with so many getting in trouble.
It's a college town. What do you expect?
I feel like they could be spending their resources better somewhere else besides a college bar.
Obviously, all college kids are gonna go out and have fun.
But then they saw what Tempe Tavern posted the day after the bust. The post was up for close to a week before it was deleted Wednesday. They announced they would sell these black t-shirts that had hashtag Tavern Strong on one side and R911 with an American flag on the other. The caption of the post wrote, "They hit the second tower."
I'm not sure what to think about that.
Which didn't sit right with the students we spoke with.
That's overdoing it, I would say. They don't have to do that.
I don't think you guys need to make shirts about it.
I just think it's offensive, especially since I'm from the East Coast. I'm from New Jersey. You know, I know a lot of people that were in 9/11.
While Tempe Tavern won't officially confirm to 12 News if they are going to sell it or not, students believe if they do, people will buy it.
Because students buy anything.
Now, today I was told that the Tempe Police Department and State Liquor Department are still investigating the bar. The Liquor Department waiting to see if it violated any state laws or failed to prevent the situation from happening. We're live in Tempe tonight. Chase Golightly, 12 News.
All right, Chase, thank you.